Hey everyone, I see the red light says we're on. We're gonna give it a couple minutes if you are tuned in. All right, I think we are live on Facebook. We are hoping this week it's simultaneously casting on YouTube, so hopefully you can watch us in both places. And we're gonna wait a few more minutes. I will wait till 2 o'clock to start, but if you're watching the beginning front of this video at a later time, we're gonna just give it a couple minutes so we can let people hop onto the live. And my name is Melissa. Hopefully you guys are starting to get used to seeing me. But today we have some fun projects I wanna show off, and if you see my machine, we're gonna be doing a stitch out too. So let us know if you're tuning in or hopping on now in the comments section. Let us know where you're coming from or where you're tuning in from and anything you're excited to see. You know the topic is Christmas, so anything you have or questions you want to know about for any of the projects, drop them in the comment section and we will do a question and answer later. So while I wait, I'm just going to make sure I have all my materials and we'll go over what we're stitching shortly. Got my little charms pulled up, my hoop going. It is so nice here in Charlotte. We had a cold weekend and then it got suddenly warm and sunny out. So if you can see the nice window behind me, see we have nice weather here. But let me know if the weather's a little more wintry by you. I know Thanksgiving is around the corner, which is crazy to say. I can't believe it's almost Thanksgiving. So I'm certain that the weather is chilly in other areas of the country, and if you're tuning in outside of the U.S. later on or at a different time zone, let us know. We love to hear that feedback so we know who's watching.
We have Texas, Florida, Louisiana, and Oklahoma, Idaho.
Call out some names. Who do we have joining in with us today? Catherine's behind the scenes for y'all.
We have Wanda C. from Texas.
Wanda! Hello, Wanda. Thanks for joining. Who else do we have?
Susan S. from Central Florida.
Susan in Florida. Hello, sunny Florida. My parents are down in Florida, and I know the weather is just nonstop hot down there.
Deborah in Florida, too, representing.
Deborah, whoop, whoop, Florida people.
From Louisiana.
Got some southern ladies on the feed. I hope you guys are ready to stitch with me today. If you are not stitching along, that's totally okay too. We're still doing this like a live class, so I'm going to go over some stuff for this week's category is Christmas and what we're talking about. But I'm also going to be running a stitch out for you. So I got like 2 more minutes here. I just want to give a couple more people the chance to get on because we did say 2 p.m. and I don't want to start and they miss it. But I have a nice little stack here to show you guys if you can see it out of the corner. I have some Christmas collections I pulled that I think are just so adorable. SEW adorable, so adorable. And then also we have a flash promo today that is a secret. So if you stay tuned for the video and you're able to watch it, the flash sale that runs today will be 24 hours, or I guess it's not, it's partial day, but it will run till midnight tonight. So you will have a flash promo code that I get to tell you guys, and you will have to use the promo code at checkout to get that. So stay tuned for more information on the promo. And I mentioned it's Christmas, but if you have seen our email campaigns, while I wait for a few more people, I'll let you know that today is the last day of our children category sale. So we have a category of children or children's collections that mean they are friendly for kids or great projects to gift to little ones or even have them stitch them with you. So I definitely talked about a good number of collections last week. We kept everyone on the edge of their seats with those. So be sure to check back farther in our feed if you want to see the video. That one was on Facebook Live. I'm not quite sure if it's up on YouTube, but you can scroll back and rewatch the Playhouse and children's collections I featured. And the topic was kids so that you can get things ready for the holiday. Well, now it's close to the holiday, so this week I wanted to dive into some very pretty Christmas collections and some nice projects. I have a mix of some embroidery and quilting. And today we're doing a lace charm, which is standard embroidery, super easy. So we got like 1 more minute. Who are some more people I have on my feed? What are you excited to see? What are you excited to stitch for Christmas? Let me know. I got my stuff set up. All right, it's 2 o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and give guys the rundown of what I'm stitching today. Since the topic is Christmas this week, I wanted to do a quick and easy Christmas project, and since it is so small, I have loaded 2 of them to run while we do today's live. I'm going to be doing a 2019 collection called Christmas Lace Charms. This was a smaller online release we did a couple years ago that make the perfect little freestanding lace charms that are entirely embroidered. And the great thing is I can set that up, change out the threads, and chat with you all about Christmas collections that I pulled as well while we get that going. So if you saw the email and you happen to purchase the collection and you want to stitch it along while I do it, please feel free. And if not, you can just tune in and see what cute little charm I make. I picked 2 designs. I have this sheet here from the collection. So the design files, if you're interested and or stitching along, I am doing the wreath, which is design number 7 in Christmas lace charms, as well as, where's the other one? The little ornament, which was number 1. So I'll show you on my phone here real quick so you can see what the designs will look like when finished.
Any specials during the live?
Yes, there will be specials. This is another one. Those are the 2 that I will be doing today. So I have them pulled up here on my screen. You can see that there. I'll set this back down. And so if you're new to merging, you can merge designs as long as they fit in the same hoop. So what I did is went ahead and added those 2 files together, and they will fit perfectly in a 4x4 hoop. Before I keep going, I got asked, will there be sales? Yes, we have this flash promo for you guys, so stay tuned and I'll tell you what that is. And then we also have the secret information of what the next sale is going to be. So I mentioned today ends the children's sale, but stay tuned because you'll find out what the next one is, which starts tomorrow. So, for the project, I mentioned I have design number 1 and 7 from our Christmas lace charms pulled up to the machine. I have gotten my 4x4 hoop, so nice and tiny here, and I hooped 2 layers of wash away stabilizer. So if you're stitching freestanding, I love to recommend 2 layers. Either way, it's going to rinse out at the end, but the 2 layers gives it something nice and sturdy to stitch onto. So I'm going to go ahead and stick my hoop into my machine. And I'm going to follow similar colors that we had on the, there we go, put my foot down. I'm going to follow similar colors that we used in the original collection. This is a great opportunity to show off that we have Madeira frosted mats. So the first time we did this release in 2019, we used these. They are different than polyester, so I have some white here. If you can see that on the camera, you can see how one has a sheen to it, and these are very not shiny, which is the goal. They make a very cool effect when they're finished. So because of that, back on my main screen here, I'll show you guys on this camera. So next to my machine, this is a fun tip for my ladies who always ask about thread and metallics. This is a very nice cast iron based thread stand. And because we have these Madeira spools and a single needle home machine, I grabbed the thread stand so that I can stick those tall spools on here, feed the thread through the loop, and then run it to the machine. This will help me with any catching or issues with the thread, and it just helps those big spools fit. So if you have larger spools, or let's say you buy a lot of black and white thread, you can buy larger and use a thread stand for it. So I went ahead and threaded the needle. I have the design loaded, and it does stitch one at a time. So the Christmas wreath is going to come out first, and then when that one's fully finished, it'll move on to the second one I loaded. So I know that the first step is dark green. I have that loaded in the machine, and I'm going to go ahead and hit start. So since this is entirely lace, you guys can keep an eye on it. We'll flash back a couple times here and there. I have Haley manning the cameras for us, so she can definitely show off that while it's stitching and as it moves along. And we'll just pop back and forth between the actual flag stitch out over here. So I'll speak a little louder so hopefully everyone can hear me. Make sure that you guys can hear me well there. I wanted to dive into Christmas collections. So if you're running your lace charm, you can let it go. We have our first initial step. Oh, it gave me a placement, that's why. Gave a loose little layout just to show you where it goes. And then I'm continuing the same color. And currently it is stitching the top loop of my wreath. So we'll let it finish the little loop. And then I know I'm gonna have to change threads.
Will there be links posted for the sales?
Links posted for the sales. There will be a flash code promo. We'll give you guys a flash sale code. And then the sale that starts tomorrow, I will tell you about it. So we don't have a link to a code because the category for the sales are rather large. But the promo code for today will be on a specific set of things. So I'll tell you about that. I'm keeping you hanging on so you'll stay tuned and you'll kind of watch. But since I finished that thread color, this is going to be a little interjection of like samples and then me threading the machine for this. All right, so we got our next color going.
Vancouver, Washington.
Washington.
Sweet.
I have some friends in Washington. Lovely there. All right, I got my next color threaded up, lower my machine foot, and then we're gonna go ahead and start this next step. It says about 2 minutes. The reason I loaded 2 of these is they finish super fast. So if it stops stitching, I'll just keep talking until I hit a good stopping point. But we'll go ahead and look at some samples now. So I wanted to show you guys some really cute Christmas collections that I pulled. One of our first ones that I have is a bestseller from the past. This is our Christmas blackboard quilt. So very beautiful quilting. This is obviously a sampler, so a smaller selection of the blocks, but it comes with tons of different quilt blocks, rectangular, vertical, horizontal, and like sashing size. And the concept of this one is that black and white contrast look. So it looks like you wrote on it with chalk, and we have those cute candy cane accents, and we did some pops of red and green throughout. Now I wanted to show this up close with our detail shot so you guys can see how pretty this looks. Lots of stitching that looks so much better on the phone in person so you guys can actually see this nice red. Very pretty stitch patterns on here. Warm wishes, 'tis the season to be jolly. Little jingle bells in cursive. Super cute. So then the next thing I wanted to lay on top of this one is that I'm going to show you. You can do it in other color variations. So we always think of blackboard as black and white, but check out this beautiful version done on navy blue silk dupioni. And we even bound it in the silk dupioni. And then we use a mix of metallic threads and this nice bright blue from Floriani. And it's the same collection, y'all, but it looks so cute in this blue work pattern. So let's say you want more of a winter look rather than just Christmas. The other alternative, I have one more here, bright red. Totally different look. Again, same collection, but a different way. And let's say you only want to stitch this one block, and you could turn it into a framed piece or use it as a feature in a house. So super cute. Oh, come let us adore him. Deck the halls. So very pretty versions of those stitch outs. So that kind of shows you an alternative to just running it in black and white. And I hear my machine has stopped, so we're going to take a look at the next color. It looks like it's still the same green because we are on the inner part of the wreath. If you have any little loops, you can clean those up, but it's looking good. So I'm going to go ahead and continue running that step. And I have my steps printed out next to me, so you guys don't have to see those, but that helps me know what color I'm using and all the little details. All right. So now that we finished Christmas blackboard,
From Wisconsin made the Christmas blackboard quilt.
Who made it?
Daughter Peggy from Wisconsin.
Peggy made the blackboard quilt. Peggy, I hope you liked it. It's super cute. If you have a picture of the finished quilt, definitely submit it to us, and that goes for anyone. We love to see your finished projects. All right, real quick before I show the next one, we'll change threads again. If you can see on my hoop, you're starting to see that little wreath design take shape. I'm going to switch back to the dark green because we're about to do the outline. This is kind of fun, y'all. I like running a little simultaneous stitch out and chat session. Hopefully this is fun for you guys too. Not just me. All right, so I have the outline of the wreath coming. I'm going to lower my foot and hit go, and then we'll pop back on some collections that I pulled. So the next one I have for you, oh, I'm biased to it. So I have a kitty at home. Her name is Indy. She's a cutie. And we did a Christmas kitties collection. Let's see if I have the date on the backs of these for you. July of 2022. So summer of last year, we did Christmas in July and launched these adorable guys. Now again, they were embroidery and applique collection with a nice little ghost stitch detail. I'll show you that with the phone in a moment. But the idea for these is they're just embroidery designs. So you can stitch them on anything. You can make projects out of them. You can put them on sweatshirts or funny Christmas clothes. If you're like me, you love tacky sweater parties for the holidays. So if you have a Christmas party coming up, you could stitch a cute, crazy cat on it.
We got Canada.
Canada's online.
Canada.
Yes, hello from Canada. Or hello to Canada, I should say. So thanks for tuning in. I'm sure that's a different, depending where you are in Canada, could be a different time zone. So we love seeing you guys tune in. I am showing off these adorable Christmas kitties. I'm gonna lay them out here real quick so I can show you some of these details on them, including that ghost stitch. So take a look at these cute little guys. Oh my gosh, I love it. We did simple solid applique and a little bit of batik, almost like a grunge here, and some very tiny prints. So the cottons aren't the main point of the design. We definitely let the embroidery and the kitties steal the show. Look at how cute. He's so mischievous swiping the cookies. I love it. And there is that ghost stitch, if you can see what I mean, where we do an inner satin stitch to match the applique, and the outer one is usually a contrast or like a decorative outline for emphasis. So all the kitties and the elements in this kind of featured that. Super cute. So we'll go back to up here. So those are some examples of the Christmas kitties. Now, if you are looking for ideas for what to do with them, I have one more sample from that set. Look at how cute, you guys. It's so adorable. So we did this fun little project where we made a whole stocking using a basic little template. I believe this was either a blogging content piece or is in our free resource center, but don't quote me on that. We'll have to check. But we did teach how to stitch this project at one point or another. But if you're new to it, basic sock/boot shape, and we just have a really long cuff here that was sewn inside out so that it can fold down. We did that with fleece, and we even added a little ribbon sewn into the seam there so that you can hang it. And the back is this fun sweater material and our mischievous little cat. So super cute for Christmas. You can even make them in the smaller sizes that are included in the collection and make a stocking for your kitty.
Tracy Hill from UK.
Tracy in the UK. Woo! What time is it there, Tracy? I want to know that. Thank you for tuning in from the UK. All right. So I'm going to pop back over to my stitch out. The next part is the bow on the wreath and the little dots that are featured on it. I guess it's kind of like berries, but I don't know if they're really berries. So what I'm going to do is switch to, let's see what color we did, nice metallic silver. So again, I get questions about metallic a lot. I wanted to mention how you can use your metallic thread if you have trouble with it. I get asked what needle we're using all the time. I didn't change the needle. I'm using a 7511 standard needle, and so far so good, no problems. I did mention I have a double layer of wash away in the hoop, so if you're curious, that's what we started with. And I'm going to take my metallic, and instead of putting it directly onto the machine, I'm going to use this thread stand. Now, this was a tip Steve mentioned in our last live as well when we talked about threads, but using the thread stand for your metallic allows it to unwind a little bit better off of the spool, and then when it feeds into the machine, it will prevent any knots happening in here, any tangles, and it'll help feed that thread a little bit smoother. So it has a longer path to kind of unwind. If I could thread it correctly on here, there we go. It made a nice little crisscross. So now I have it there. You can kind of see the little curl is coming off.
Hey, what's the Floriani color?
The Floriani.
For the metallic.
Oh, for the metallic, it is G27. G27 is the metallic. If you're looking on this monitor here, I'm just using Floriani. But again, you can use any brand. We're not super picky. And let's try to thread that needle. There we go, nice and neat. So then I'm going to go ahead and lower my foot and hit go and let that metallic run. If it has any hiccups, you will catch me stopping and fixing it if that happens, but hopefully our thread stand will prevent that. So now we'll go back to the next project I've pulled. We talked about stockings just now with that Christmas kitty. This is another cute one, adorable collection. This is Christmas Needlepoint stockings, quite literally what the name is. Now these are made with our needlepoint technique, so if you have never done needlepoint by Anita, feel free to search needlepoint on our website. But it is made with multiple ply passes of thread, up to 15 ply. So if you've never seen a needle go 15 times back and forth over one spot, that's how we make these little pixels that create the image. And so I can show you guys a little bit closer. This one, we did not interface super well, so it did pucker a little bit. So ignore the puckering because that would be the silk dupioni. But this does show you, oops, let's get that focus better. There you go. So you can kind of see how they're all like diagonal cross stitch. And from far away, it looks like needlepoint. We also have these ones. They're almost done in like segments of satin stitches. Very cute. Oh, and I dropped two here. I'll set you guys down, and I'll show you back up here. We got a cardinal. Very pretty, and forgive me for getting up, y'all. I got samples all over here since our machine's on the table. We work with the space we have. And we have this one with ornaments on it. So very pretty. We did different fleecy cuffs on them. These are not the fold-up ones. They are sewn down, but the tutorial does teach you how to make this little mini stocking. So it's great if you're doing small things like little candy or trinkets and don't need a big Christmas stocking. So super cute needlepoint designs. We also get asked all the time for classic looking Santas. Ask and you shall receive. We've had this one since July of 22 as well. So the same time Christmas kitties came out, that is when we released these. This is an embroidery and applique collection, but it is shown here on quilt blocks because it is a 4x4 friendly. So we have an awesome selection of 4x4 hoop size designs that are compatible, and the embroidery does fit within the 4x4, and we include the block background so that you can merge them to quilt blocks and make little mini mats or mini wall hangings. And I love all the different diversity in Santa in this one as well. So this is a very cute Christmas sampler. Again, you can use the designs individually on holiday projects or linens or table runners, all kinds of ways you can use them. Great feature to show off. Another fun holiday project. Had to show something a little different. So this one is our Christmas Laurels collection. This released in 2015, and it is an embroidery set. So they come with different circular laurels or motifs with all these little tiny designs in them. And we stitched it on a nice linen. We doubled up the linen and gave it a channel at the top and ran a little wooden dowel through it. And now we have this adorable little piece you can hang up in the living room, kitchen, front entryway, anywhere you want. And there's more than just this design. So you can pick different ones that kind of fit your home. And again, remember, threads can change too. So if you're not a red and green fan, you could make it tonal. So another cute one. All right, so my first one stitched out. This is adorable. I gotta show you guys. All right, I'm gonna pull up the camera so you can see the detail on this. So here's my first little lace charm. Very cute. I did stick with a white bobbin, which you don't really see much of anyway at this size, so it doesn't matter. But if you're doing this at home, I'd say don't bother to wind a bobbin because you don't really see it. Very cute. The next one is gonna stitch out in this area. So what I'm gonna do is stick that back on the machine. And then we'll get that ready for the second one. Again, I merged them, so they're already ready to go. My color for the next design is a nice cream. All right, so we'll cut the thread that we have on here. Always remember to pull from the needle out the machine instead of backwards. We don't want to make a mess. And I'm going to switch to a Floriani polyester thread. So I was using the Madeira matte embroidery threads. This spool, since it's normal, I'm just going to stick it right on my machine. If anyone's stitching the lace charms, definitely let me know in the comment section if you're stitching it with me. That's even more fun. And if you're not, let me know if you're enjoying watching me stitch it.
People appreciate the metallic thread tip.
Yes, we love good threads. Good thread tips. And as you can see, it didn't break when we were talking, so that seemed to have done the trick.
Worked for me.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get that one started. Again, it does like a little placement layer to kind of just give you a spot placement, show you what's going on. And I'm gonna keep that white so it's nice and neutral. I'm gonna wait because I know it's gonna take like 2 seconds and then I'll have to change it again. So the next color for my charm after that will be the top loop, which will be my dark green thread. I have a couple more Christmas and then I can talk about our flash sale with you all. Very excited to announce that as well. All right, we have that one is done. Pull the thread from our bottom and get the dark colored thread in there. Now, I haven't mentioned what you could use these charms for, so as a little side tip, I wanted to talk about what you could actually stitch these for. They make adorable little lace charms, and if you stay tuned, I have the stuff here to rinse it out and show you how it dissolves and some other tips. Catherine says we have a question. What's up, Catherine?
Why should you not pull the thread out backwards? What does that do to the machine, says Teresa.
Great. Teresa wants to know why I pull the thread from the bottom. That's an excellent question, Teresa, and we teach this when we used to do our events all the time. It's a top tip I was taught, I should say. If we snip our thread where the spool is and pull the thread from the needle downwards, we prevent all that thread getting stuck in the tension system in the machine. And I know none of you ladies want to spend your holiday money on fixing your machines or taking it out for repair, so unless it's an upgrade. So because of that, I've always been taught snip your thread by the spool and then pull that from the bottom. That way it continues to follow the correct path of where the thread should be going. So hopefully if you're a beginner or newer to embroidery, or maybe you just never got taught that tip, that's a great one to remember. I sometimes don't practice what I preach, but I'm trying to be good about it today. So snip and then pull from the bottom. Great question. Thank you for reading that one. So now I have my dark green in there. I have a really long tail, so I'm going to trim that just a little bit. There we go. And we'll go ahead and start the embroidery for that. So I have 3 more things to show you for these Christmas quilts, and then we can talk about the flash sale stuff. While I'm talking about Christmas, I want to tell you guys that the sale starting tomorrow is Christmas. So if you have been asking Martha, or if you've been asking customer experience saying, I want to shop Christmas designs, I need to get started on them, that is why our theme this week is holiday and Christmas things, because starting tomorrow, we will be doing Christmas 40% off. So I have that information. I'll repeat it throughout the rest of the stream. But today ends our Playhouse/Kids sale, so all the children's collections end tonight at midnight. And starting tomorrow morning, we will be doing Christmas for the next week or so. So till Wednesday next week. So the dates for that will be till the 15th. So starting tomorrow till the 15th, you get 40% off Christmas, and that will be automatically applied. No code needed. So very exciting. So if you like the Christmas things I'm showing off, come back tomorrow on our website and be sure to shop the Christmas sale. So I have this really cute one I wanted to show off. It was a fun one that I loved working on when we released it. This was Christmas Peekaboo. I don't have the year on it, but I want to say 2019, 2020, in that range. Very cute quilting collection. It is mix and match compatible for sizing, but the blocks play with each other over their borders, so all the different animals are interacting, clinking cups, passing presents to Santa. And this one we did with lots of felt applique, so very fun to play and feel. Very cute fat quarter bundles for our borders. So if you ever wonder how we prep things or plan them, we picked a cute festive fat quarter and then filled in all the other colors with felt that matched. So very cute one there for you. And then before I start the last 2 Christmas ones, before I go to our sale, I'm going to make sure my ornaments design stitching. Let's do it. We'll go back to that nice cream color. So again, I snip from the top and pull from the bottom. If I do it enough, maybe everyone will catch on and start doing it too. All right, so I have my cream thread in here. We're getting there with these little charms. They're looking cute. And I lost my train of thought earlier. I meant to tell you what you can do with these. So the cute lace charms that we are stitching right now, they make great things to tie onto presents. So if you happened to click on the link in the email reminding you about today with that project linked, or if you look it up on our website, Christmas lace charms, that's what I'm stitching. They are so cute, featured on presents wrapped with twine. So if you do your own Christmas present wrapping, or you just want to add a little personal touch to something you got pre-wrapped, you can do that too. They make great charms with a little loop at the top already built into the digitizing so that you can tie them onto presents and give them with your present. Another great alternative that if you like wine or host parties, you throw a little wine charm ring onto these and you can put them onto the stem of wine glasses. So now you have markers for all your guests at a party. There's at least 10 charms, I think, in the collection. Yep, 10 lace charms in this set. So you can have one for multiple people. You can do different color arrangements. So personally, I think that's a cute way to use them, is at a social gathering or even a Christmas dinner party with family. You can put them on everyone's little place setting, or even tie silverware with them. So lots of cute ideas. What's up?
Judy G asks, will the charms be in the sale of Christmas designs?
Judy wants to know, will the Christmas charms be in the sale? That's a great question, Judy, because guess what? They will be. They are at a very low price point currently. I want to say they're $15 right now if you were to buy it today. But they are in the Christmas category. So starting tomorrow, you can buy this at a discount and anything else Christmas. So if you were like, well, I wanted to stitch it and didn't buy it in time for the live today, you can rewatch the live today and follow along with it again if you would like. But they're so easy to stitch, that's exactly why I chose them, is you can set it, walk away, and just come back for the thread changes. But they will be a part of the Christmas sale. So again, I'll remind everyone the sale information. The kids sale ends tonight, and starting tomorrow morning is Christmas at 40% off. We will have the homepage banner change as well, so you'll see a nice reminder when you go to the site. And I will also be letting everyone know as of Friday too. So you'll see some reminders for it. But starting tomorrow until the 15th, which is next Wednesday. So you can shop Christmas for about a week or so and get your projects ready, or just home decor too. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap to our metallic silver. So we have some nice sparkle in here. Again, I'm using my thread stand off to the side of the machine.
Can we get a closer shot?
Yes, I can take the phone in 1 second and give you a little zoom in of where we're at with those. We're working with the best setup we got, y'all, for the cameras, but I know sometimes you just want to see it a little bit closer. So let's switch over to that. So you can kind of see where we're at right now. Here's my little wreath, very cute. I have the metallic and the matte embroidery threads. And then if I slide my hoop towards me a little bit more, you can see where we have the top ring, some underlay stitching to get it started, and we have a nice little thread tail here. So let me just snip that off. Clean that up. And so I'm gonna keep going. If I switch over to my screen, you can kind of see what parts it's doing next. So we have just a couple more steps left to finish that off. And I am using a Baby Lock Solaris because I do always get asked, what machine are you on? But again, Anita comes with all the different machine files, so you can stitch this on anything. All right, so we got our silver threaded in there. And then I'm gonna hit go. Very cute. All right, so while that stitches, the last two Christmas things I wanted to show before I go into our flash sale for all the people who stayed tuned. I have our Christmas Classics 1 and 2 here. Now I wanted to show you both of them because they are both best sellers for Anita over the years, and they're just really pretty for classic Christmas quilts. So Christmas Classics 1 looks like this. Make sure I'm not showing it upside down. So beautiful jewel tone fabrics. We did fabrics that have very small like gold foil print on them, ditzy designs. Stuff that's not super bold or distracting. That way the embroidery can really stand out. And as you can see, it's kind of a patchwork quilt where we have blocks of all kinds of sizes. So we have square blocks, we have blocks with folded fabric borders around them with like a center feature. We have sashing and those main feature blocks. And the cutest thing about this is all of the major blocks that you see are made up of different Christmas songs or jingles or sayings. So we have let's see, we got Rudolph down here, if you can see that one. We got Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, very cute in the shape of the reindeer himself. We also just have some neutral blocks, like this one right here is one 8x8 block, and it has a strip of embroidery in it, but then plain fabric, so you guys can really let fun fabrics show off in this set as well. So super cute. This is Christmas Classics 1, or Christmas Classics, the original. So very pretty mix of colors in here, nice patchwork style. Now the second one, I'm going to start my thread again real quick before we do that. That way I'm not keeping you guys on here while it's still embroidering.
Could you say again the machine? It's a Baby Lock.
Yes, the machine I am stitching on is, if you can see it on this screen, Baby Lock. And I am doing the Solaris. So if I close that, Solaris 2, I lied to you guys, it's the number 2. Love this machine. I'm a Brother and Baby Lock fan. I have stitched on other things like Viking and Husqvarna, but I'm just biased. I like how easy these are to use. Little shot for you there so far. You can see how I have the cream going and then that metallic pop in there. The next step is a satin stitch outline, and we can actually, I should have left that silver.
Judy G says you need a degree in math to put all those blocks together and come out even.
Oh no. Well, y'all, I did that thing I said not to do, which was pull the thread. We're gonna hope that didn't get stuck somewhere. We're gonna try it in white instead. Like I said, metallics are picky, and of course I was trying to get it, there we go. There we go, victory! If you're like me, this is a celebration. It did not get stuck in the tension system. That's what I was worried about. All right, so we'll stick the cream on here.
Mary Lynn wants to know, is the Christmas quilt considered a tile quilt?
Mary, the Christmas quilt. Which one? The one with the cute peekaboos? Is that the one Mary's asking about? If she's wondering if this is a tile scene, it is not. It's just quilting, and the blocks do go in pairs a certain way. Like obviously you want the mice to be kissing, but they don't have to go in any specific order with the other blocks. It is not a tile scene. I've not shown any tile scenes yet. This one is also not a tile scene, just regular quilting. So you can rearrange everything in the order that you would prefer. But good question.
And about how large are the charms?
How large are the charms? I have sizes for you. I have my little sheet printed out. So the wreath that I am stitching, the size is 1.4 by 1.4, so under 2 inches. And then same thing for the ornament one that's stitching right now. It's 1.2 by 1.5, so really tiny. That's why I said they're great for charms on wine glasses or tie them onto presents with ribbon as just a little, here's an embroidered extra. Also, no rules. You can get those ornament hangers that people put on Christmas trees, and you can make little tiny embroidered accents for your mini tree if you're one of those people that have little tabletop trees. So many ways you can use these. I like to think I'm pretty innovative when it comes to thinking of some ideas. So there's a plethora of some options for you. All right, so we're gonna run that cream satin stitch. So I mentioned Christmas Classics 1. Now what I wanna do is show you Christmas Classics 2. Last Christmas feature, and then I will talk about our flash sale. So Christmas Classics 2, I might be more biased to liking this one because I just love the applique and the style of the embroidery. So very pretty. Similar concept where we have like let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. We have which one's to say? I'm reading at an angle. Let heaven and angels sing. Heaven and nature sing. There we go. So I'm like reading upside down and at an angle, it's harder for me. Mistletoe kisses, super cute. So another great feature of Christmas Classics 2 is the raw edge applique. So we used felt. If you've never done raw edge before, cottons will tend to fray unless you check the edges with Fray Check or anti-fraying solution, you can do that. But to keep it easy, stick with felt. It doesn't need to be stopped on the edges, and it holds up over the years. So as you can see, we have that. I'll flip it around and show you a detail shot of why I think this one is just so cute. So just like in the first one, we have those square quilt blocks that have the little center motif, so you have some options for folded fabric features. Free motion designs are included in this. Again, different types of folded fabric with embroidery over top. Look at the pretty angel. I love when the sun is hitting in here, guys, at the perfect time to do lives, because now you get to see it in all the pretty lighting.
We have a question.
What's our question?
Barbara would like to know, when you have so many different blocks and different sizes, how do you know which ones will fit? And maybe how do you plan that out?
That's a great question. So Barbara wants to know, when we have this many blocks in varying sizes, how we plan the layouts of the quilts. A lot of times, and I haven't popped into this tutorial in a while, so I'd have to double check to be sure, but for larger things like this, we tend to give arrangement inspiration, so we'll give you several different layouts, usually represented with solid colors instead of actual blocks. And as long as you pick blocks that kind of match up in the same sizing, so a square 8x8 or a 4x4 square, will kind of show how you can patch those together. The other thing is run everything in the same size. So if you choose an A size block and you're like, this one has to be in my quilt, like the pretty bell, well, if I chose A size for that, all other files I stitch should be done in the A size, and then it's as simple as making squares and rectangles together. So a lot of times people will see the two 4x4s, well, if you put them together, they're now the height of an 8x8 block. So it does take a little bit of jigsaw playing. A lot of times we put full quilt sample pictures in our larger tutorials, so you can always copy the placement of them, but maybe you pick a different design. So maybe this whole quilt, you replicate where we stuck each shape block, but instead of doing the bell here, you do the reindeer or something. So a lot of times we'll try to give you maps or chart diagrams of layout alternatives or inspiration. And there's lots of great resources online. So that's the best advice I can give for how to piece them, but for larger things like this, I'm pretty sure they do include some layout choices for you to kind of go through and help guide you. So excellent question. I'm going to switch threads one more time. We have the dark green thread next. Got just a couple more steps on here. And as soon as I get this going, I'm going to tell you guys about the flash sale code because I know you've been waiting patiently. And I'm so excited to share it. Everything's more fun when you sing, right? Just singing while I'm threading my machine. All right, so we'll get that dark green. Again, I'm back to the matte Madeira thread for that fun flat color effect. We'll lower our foot and we'll go ahead and start stitching. So it's doing the bottom part of the bow. All right. So now, since we waited so patiently and you saw all my awesome Christmas selections, I wanted to tell you guys about our flash sale. If you know what day is coming up on Saturday, it is November 11th, which is Veterans Day. I am coming from a military family, so I myself was excited to hear that we could do a flash sale for this. But today's flash sale code until midnight is going to be USA 35. We'll put it up on the screen for you all to see now that you've stayed tuned to the video. But 35% off all Americana collections. So if you go to shop on our website and hit Americana, anything that pops up under that category is eligible for today's promo. It's not a sale, so you do need the promo code that is up on screen, USA 35. So anything that comes under the Americana category, I've pulled a couple samples here to show you, and we have like 2 steps left in our charm. So I think all this is going to time out perfectly for when we finish. So instead of dark, we're going to switch back to this nice bright matte green again. Oops, dropping my thread. All right. I think these look so cute. I stitched them for our live, you guys, and no one needs them but me, so I might just keep them for my own holiday party. Very cute. All right, so I started my bow. We have that stitching, so after this step, I have one more left to finish it off, and that'll be it. So we talked about the flash sale. We talked about the current promos. So to recap, I'm going to keep doing this. That way, if you're popping in different places in the video, you know what the sales are. Children's sale ends tonight at midnight, so if you wanted to shop for anything kids or children's, it ends tonight. The flash sale for tuning into today's live stitch out with me. Normally we do these on Thursday. I just want you all to know that. It's Wednesday today because we have an office event tomorrow, and we will not be able to make it to the live. So I did do it on Wednesday today, but next week tune in on Thursday. Because you guys tuned in to watch, we are doing 35% off the Americana collection. I didn't want to confuse those numbers. And I wanted to show off some Americana things that fall under that category. So if you are shopping for Veterans Day, or you have someone who served and want to give them a gift, or maybe make them a project and you don't need a set deadline, the sale is a great way to grab those collections at a discount, and then you can stitch them out and even give these as Christmas presents to your loved ones. But just in honor of that, we wanted to run a little sale on our Americana theme. So I have this great feature here. This is our anniversary feature of Support the Troops. This we had a full collection and an anniversary bonus. I think they're both available up on the site. But if you type in Support the Troops, it does feature all the different branches of service. Nice little quilt blocks with the stippling in the background. I'll show a little close-up of this so you can kind of see how pretty. Very nice. So we have like Army, Navy, Marines. This one is specific for Coast Guard, I think, so they wanted to feature Coast Guard in this one. But it does show off multiple different ones. On top of that collection, I want you guys to know our big tile scenes that are American themed are in that category as well. So if you've ever seen We the People, I'm going to cover myself and hold that up because it's glorious. Look at that. So pretty. I wanted to show that one off. Now this is a tile scene for those asking. And again, take that detail shot for you. You have to see this metallic in the sun. Look at that, you guys. It's so pretty.
Ella Bly says, USA 35, woohoo, thank you!
Yes, USA 35. I'm glad you guys are excited about that. I thought for Veterans Day, this would be a great little way to help get some Americana stuff stitching or get you those deals so that you can make it for your loved ones. But this is that beautiful tile scene. I just want to show all that pretty stitching in the flag. And of course the ornate border, you can leave that on or you can take it off. And it says July the 4th. And lots of pretty silk dupioni in this one. So this tile scene's included in that Americana category. So again, it doesn't have to just be Veterans Day things, but in honor of Veterans Day, that's why we chose to do that. But all these beautiful Americana themed things, look at that one. This is our Pledge of Allegiance. This was another bestseller back in the day. Very beautiful, standard applique embroidery. It is a tile scene. We have that nice bald eagle profile shot here. and of course the Pledge of Allegiance done in gold. It does come with that nice sashing of that folded fabric there, so you can use these blocks for other quilting projects too. So always remember, because we're mix and match compatible, you can always buy the collection, stitch the seam, then use its borders for other things. So lots of fun ways to use that. Let's run the last little detail on my charm, and I'll show you the couple more I have, and then we will finish off our project. See, I didn't practice what I preached there. I pulled from the top.
What is it?
I'm okay. Thank you, though. So now I'll just let's do the silver again. We'll do the shiny silver for the final step of our charm. And then to make things even better for you guys tuning in, since we haven't done a stitch out in a while, I am going to show how we trim them out and rinse them. And I brought some hot water back here and stuff, so I'll talk you guys through that as well. Just making today a fun day of learning and stitching. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, run the last step. It's super quick, so it'll finish before I'm done. But on top of the quilts I just showed for Americana, a couple other things that are in that category that I wanted to call attention to. We did this as a single design not too long ago. This was the United We Stand, super pretty embroidery. We featured it here on this nice like army colored coat. Very stylish. Again, that'd be a great gift for someone, or you can just embroider them a cool jacket for the holidays. So something very fun and interesting. It has that really cool sketch style to it. If that's hard to see from far away, I'll show you that here. Super pretty. No need for any fancy placement. We just put it directly on that sticky back in the hoop and then ran the design on it. So that again is something, and then I'm not even going to take the phone away because I have another collection to show you. I get talked about barn quilts all the time. Now if you're watching this and you love barn quilts, get excited because they are under the Americana category. So like I said, even though it was for Veterans Day, when I went into Americana to see what all shows up, you guys are getting all kinds of options for things. Last but not least, and I'll keep the phone down for this one, we just released it not too long ago, our Americana Homestead. So beautiful quilt, very pretty. I'll set this down. But I wanted you guys to know Americana Homestead, it's in the name, Americana, which means it's part of the American sale. So that flash sale is going to run till tonight at midnight. To run through those promos again, and I'll do it one more time before we sign off today, we are doing 40% off Christmas starting tomorrow morning. So if you liked the Christmas collections I showed, or are looking to get some stuff done for the holiday projects, get it while it's on sale. That will run until the 15th, which is next Wednesday. As for today's flash sale promo for tuning in, we are doing USA 35, so go America, in honor of Veterans Day, so you guys can snag some collections for the veteran in your life or for anything Americana themed that you may have had your eye on. So super cute. Now real quick, I'm going to get up, grab my bowl over here so I can show you guys how to do these charms and finish them off. So I was very sneaky. I got a bowl and some OxyClean. Now if you've never heard this tip before, when I used to go across the country for events, I loved to teach my ladies about dissolving their stabilizer with some OxyClean. So I put not even like a tablespoon in this bowl, and we'll set it aside for now. We'll switch over to our machine, take a look at our designs. They came out so cute. Let's take a look. Look at that. Just adorable. So we have little pops of metallic in there and that matte thread. And again, I didn't match a bobbin, so there's some places you can see the white bobbin, but for the most part, they look pretty good. So now we'll go ahead and we'll take it out of the hoop so I can show you guys how we finish them off. Again, I had a double layer of the wash away stabilizer. So I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to trim them pretty close to the design and just cut them out. If you liked any of the collections I showed, let me know in the comments section. We can always tag a link to that product page for you if you're looking for it on the website. And if you like the sales we're running, let me know that too, because we got some good stuff coming. All right, so I've trimmed those out. We have our little charms here. Hopefully everyone can see this. Haley, can they see the bowl on screen? Make sure. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure everyone can see what I'm doing. I have here a thermos of hot water. I did that so that I can pour it into the OxyClean.
What does OxyClean do?
The OxyClean is a great question. So we got asked, what does the OxyClean do? So by adding a little dash of OxyClean to the hot water solution before you rinse your lace charms, this is a method I was taught. I've practiced it a few times and it worked, so I swear by it now. It dissolves the stabilizer like crazy. So I'm just going to sacrifice my hands because I don't actually, here, let's do it like this. We'll poke a little hole. That way I don't have to stick my hands in OxyClean, but I'll show you guys the idea. So I have the scissors looped through the bow in the ornament design, just so I don't have to stick it in there. But if I submerge that in, immediately notice how the stabilizer is gone. And we'll do one like this, and then I'll do the second one with the phone so you guys can kind of see it close up. But basically we swirl it around in there. The OxyClean will help eat up that stabilizer super fast. That way you don't have to sit there and wash as long. Obviously, I'm doing it on camera with a bowl. You want to do it under running water so that you can get fresh water each time. But this is a great way to quick dissolve it. And then we got our little lace charm. Very cute. So I'll switch to the phone camera now so you guys can kind of see how I do that. So there it is, kind of rinsed. Again, with fresh hot water running, I could probably get it out of the middle of the design because that is open work right here. But it's hard to do with one hand. All right, so I'll sacrifice my hand this time. So again, we have OxyClean. I didn't use a ton, just like a small dash in there. And then hot water. You stick that stabilizer in there with the design, and it dissolves right away. And the OxyClean's a great way to prevent that sticky, goopy mess. It just helps rinse better. So there you go. You can kind of see through it a little bit where it started to dissolve. And you can always clean up any bobbin thread that's kind of wild there on the back with scissors if you need to, or heat or a hot tool. But that kind of shows you the little lace charm technique. So I hope that was fun to kind of tune in while I was stitching something and talking about different collections that we showed. We went over Christmas to run through the promos and sales happening so that everyone knows at the end. We are currently doing a flash sale as of today for tuning into the live. So if you watch the video, the code is USA35. That'll get you 35% off the Americana category on our website. So if you head to Anita Goodesign, hit shop up at the top and go to Americana. Anything under that category today only with that promo code. On top of that, we are running our children's sale till the end of today. So if you want kids collections, snag those while you can. And because we've been requested for Christmas, which was our topic today, we start our Christmas sale tomorrow morning, and it will be 40% off all Christmas collections. No code needed. So be sure to shop all the sales we have. We're so excited to bring you some more stitch outs, and stay tuned in the future. Thanks for watching, guys.